Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Go So Beautiful. My name's Becky. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by to check it out. If you've been subscribing, thanks for coming to hang out with me. Today I have a pattern review. I was looking for something to make for spring. We had some warm spring weather and I thought it's time to make a new dress. So I looked through my pattern stash and I found Simplicity S8856. This is a mother-daughter or aunt and niece women's and child's pattern. The women's sizes go from extra small to extra large, and the child size goes from a toddler 3 to 8. And this pattern comes as a tunic or a full-length dress. I chose to make the dress because I think for spring dresses are more comfortable for me. So I had this blue cotton gauze with some ditsy white flowers on it that I purchased from Minerva last year and decided to go ahead and make this dress up. Now the size range, extra small to extra large, the extra small is a size 6'8" with a bust of 30.5 to 31.5, waist of 23-24 inches, and hip of 32.5 to 33.5, up to the extra large, which is a size 22-24 with a bust of 44 to 46 inches and waist of 37 to 39 inches and hip of 46 to 48 inches. This is an empire style waist, so I went by my bust measurement, and my bust measures at about 37, so I chose size medium. And rather than cut into my pretty fabric from Minerva and possibly not getting the right size, I made a bodice muslin. And I cut a size medium and tried it on, and it felt just a little bit snug at the sides. So I decided to cut the pattern with a size medium up in the top neckline area and then grade out to a large at the sides. Well, in cutting the pattern out, I noticed the difference between the size medium, which is this line here, and the size large, excuse me, this is the medium line, this is the large. And as you can see, there's about at least an inch difference. And it did occur to me while I was cutting it out that that inch was going to translate to 2 inches, extra inches on each side. And I thought that might be a little bit too big. I should have paid attention to my thoughts. But I thought, well, I'd rather it be too large than too small. So I went ahead and cut out the large at the sides with the medium up at the top. I stitched it all together and tried it on. And here is what it looked like. I've took some I made a little video to show you how it looked. As you can see, it's fairly large, and I couldn't quite put my finger on what bothered me about it so much until I was wearing it around the house and I looked in the mirror again, and I may have seen something on TV, but I thought, you know, this looks kind of like a hospital gown. So I was really disappointed because I really had hopes for wearing it within the next week or so. And after thinking about it, I put it in the naughty corner for a while. And after thinking about it, I decided I didn't want to give it away because this was fabric from Minerva, and I just didn't want to give that up. That was kind of special to me. So I went out of town for the weekend and decided that I could unpick the dress, and while I was in the car on my way out of town, and then take the sides in and make the necessary adjustments. So I did take it apart. When I got home, I cut down the bodice sides to a medium, and I also took some fullness out of the back of the dress. I took out, I think, about 3 inches, and then I gathered it back up, stitched it back together, and tried it on. I also took the sleeves off. It's got drop shoulders, and it does have some, it does have even the short sleeves, just made it feel too long and too big. So I took those off, and then I hemmed the sleeves just with the extended sleeves that were on the bodice. And I think I got a much better fit. So here's a picture of me in the new improved dress. I just styled it with some sneakers, and but you could very easily wear this with a pretty pair of sandals, and I think this dress will work really well for me this spring and into the summer. The gauze is very lightweight. Here's what it looks like. And it's drapey, but it's still have a little bit of, it's got some body to it. And it's just got a little keyhole, not even a keyhole, that you just turn the seams under in the back, and then has a button and loop closure. The trickiest part about this was this front detail. It is gathered, the skirt is gathered all the way around, but this front middle section is connected to the bodice. And in fact, it's like you have to sew the skirt into these corners, and the directions tell you to reinforce the corners of the pattern piece and then clip the corners. And because this gauze is so loosely woven, it kind of got stretched out of shape. So I had to, when I stitched the skirt on, I ended up having to, instead of making this one continuous seam, I stitched this up, then I stitched this seam down, then I went back and closed up the corner there. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, I wasn't crazy about that detail, but I didn't want to just cut it off. I thought, why didn't they just make a seam all the way across and then just make this part not gathered? And I guess it's just a design feature. So things that I want to, some comments about this dress. It is a very loose fitting dress, which makes it very comfortable. It does sort of look like a smock. I just like comfortable clothing in the summertime. Other than those tricky corners and the fact that it seemed to run large, I think this is a great little pattern. It does have a facing around the neckline. You could very easily just use bias binding on that, and I think it would look good as a tunic as well. So that's my review of Simplicity 8856. Leave me a comment below about what you think. Let me know if you've made it or if you want to make it. I'm actually pretty pleased with how it came out and look forward to wearing it this spring and this summer. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. I really appreciate you all watching and hope you have a good week. Go so beautiful. Bye-bye.